Good afternoon. I'm Counselor Dee Knutson, and I would like to call our weekly informational meeting together for Monday, February 4th. And we will start with our city staff report. Deborah Owen, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello? Hello, hello. Thank you, and good afternoon, Sioux Falls City Council. Just a couple of things to talk about. For those who are looking to run, just to remind those out there who are listening who may want to run for a city council seat, we have a couple of, one district in particular, we're looking for some candidates to run. The Northeast District is available, but also there are other other seats that will be open and running for the April 8th election. And on that note, we're receiving petitions already for those who have filed for the office to run, and we're receiving those nominating petitions in our office and are moving ahead with that process. In addition, we just put together a brief packet on the Gray Bar Records Center information for you. I know there's been a brief update in a couple of your memos to the council, just to kind of let you know what we're implementing, a new system that will require boxes to be labeled, of course, when they go into Gray Bar, both front and back. And Denise Tucker has been the assistant city clerk who's been on point in devising a lot of this plan and this program. But a lot of this is online now with the city's intra website, and so we have some templates. You can go online and click on the information, and all of this is available online to those, and hopes to make this kind of an easy process, at least as easy as possible. And then also, as records are transmitted from the department to Gray Bar, we have devised kind of a chain of custody form, if you will. The clerk's office doesn't actually transport the boxes, but facilities management does. So we're just trying to work through it and make sure that we have a good system for record storage, and also to ensure that down the road we can find those boxes and bring them back to the proper department. So just give you an update on that. Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you, Deborah. And am I correct, is the filing deadline to run for city council, is that March 14th? Is that correct?
You are correct.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, we don't have any staff report from the mayor or any of his people that I know about, and so I'm going to go ahead with our committee reports. I'll start with Audit Committee. Councilor Kavanaugh.
DL, I'll take care of that.
Okay, thank you.
In our Audit Committee meeting we had last week, we reviewed two reports, the purchasing and procurement for citywide, and also the Washington Pavilion Management Contract, both of which Rich will be presenting the final results to us next week at our informational. We had some discussion about a whistleblower protection under our new fraud hotline, and Rich is going to start drafting looking and researching for a draft of some language for that for us. And we also talked about our external audit. Our contract is up on our existing external auditors, Ide Bailey. They will be doing our 2007 audit, but we're going to be talking about future audits of 2008 and beyond. And then also we had a brief discussion regarding bonding of the finance director as well. So Rich is here today also to brief us on the internal audit status as far as the end of year.
Thank you, and welcome, Rich.
Thank you. Rich Oaksel, Lead Internal Auditor. You should have a copy of the status report for the end of the year. If not, I have extra copies. As Councilor Costello said, we reviewed the reports last week on the Washington Pavilion and purchasing and procurement. We'll present those a week from today. We have essentially completed all our work that was authorized in 2007. We're working on our 2008 projects now. If you have any questions about the status report, I'd be happy to take those.
Oh, are there any questions among the team here on this report? Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. At Fiscal Committee, Councilor Costello, could you help us on that?
We'll be meeting immediately following the informational meeting. We're going to talk about the alternative financing, infrastructure financing, and if anybody would like to join us, we certainly would welcome some input.
Okay, and thank you, Councilor Costello. At Land Use Committee, Councilor Jameson.
No report.
Okay. Public Services Committee, Councilor Brown.
We'll have our regular meeting next week, right after the informational, continuing our discussion on daycares.
Okay, and thank you. And City Council open discussion. Would you have any items that you would like to discuss at this time on any other topic? Yes, Councilor Brown.
Two things. First of all, Senate Bill 126, the lifting the requirements for liquor licenses, creating a restaurant liquor license, is passed out of Senate State Affairs. Only one no vote, so that will be moving on. And then also, actually, Jonathan Ellis from the Argus just talked to me about Lewis and Clark funding being in jeopardy. I don't know if we have confirmation of that for sure, but if anyone, Bob Blitz says yes.
Councilor Brown, I'd received an email from the city and Lewis and Clark stating, and I believe we were trying to get $26 million is what we thought, and I think it's at $16 million right now. So,
In Councilor Brown, one other thing I'll just add, just as I was getting out of my car today here at work, I had a call from the mayor's office, and I know that there's a little confusion as far as what the request really is in the administration budget, because it's what City Hall knows is exactly what they told us and not more. And so as soon as, anyway, they obviously the city is working hard to track down the delegation, our South Dakota congressional delegation, to find out what the real amount is in the president's budget for 2009. And as soon as that is learned, they will share that with us immediately. So I wanted to give you that update as of a few minutes ago. Any other items under open discussion? Councilor Litz?
yes, I'd like this body to know that last Wednesday I went out to Pierre, South Dakota, and there was a Senate Bill number 120 that concerned municipal bonds being relegated to competitive bidding only. And I spent quite a bit of time looking at the bill and discussing it with people out there. And it seemed like some of the people that had signed on the bill weren't very savvy about the contents of the bill, and then the people that tended to be against the bill asked some very pointed questions to me about it. I was concerned about it because I think it does take away from local control. I think it does hamstring some of these smaller political subdivisions that were said that they had exemptions, but I'm not sure those exemptions, the way the bill was stated, would be illegal, and that was another lawyer's opinion that we talked about that. I was concerned because I think that the municipalities or the political bodies that are issuing the bonds, have to employ experts to decide at the time of the issuance which route to go. Competitive bidding all the time, just for the sake of calling it competitive bidding, isn't necessarily the best way to go. It completely obscures the fact that there are times when a negotiated sale will render much greater financial results than the competitive bid. But I thought that after discussions in Pierre with people that I had a chance to talk to, I didn't know the future outcome of the bill, but I got to tell this body that I was very concerned once I read the bill and dug into it a little bit.
Thank you, Councilor Litz. And then I would just friendly reminder on topics that involve the city too is the next legislative coffee is this coming Saturday, February 9th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. at the Holiday Inn City Center. And then the last legislative coffee for this legislative session is 2 weeks later than that, February 23rd, again at 10 a.m. Also wanted to just share something else with you regarding performance measurement, and it's really just a friendly reminder because you all know this, that late last year the surveys went out to the 3,000 citizens that were scientifically chosen throughout our city. And again, those surveys are expected to be returned by February 26th. And then again, I would like to remind the listening public that they too may complete the survey online, and those surveys will be delivered to City Hall, even though they will not be part of the statistical group per se. So that's just an update there on our performance measurement program that we're all working hard on. And would there be any other items? Councilor Costello?
Just for information regarding Lewis and Clark, according to the email that was forwarded on from Troy Larson, Senator Johnson's office is saying that the budget is $16,154,000, which is $1,154,000 above last year, but short of the $21 million that was requested.
Yes, and I had seen that email a while back, but I believe that there's still some confusion on that, the information in that email. I believe that the local paper believes that that there's a different amount, like zero, in next year's administration budget, and so there's some scrambling going on trying to find out from our congressional delegation on what the bottom line really is. Okay? Would there be any other items under open discussion? Yes, Councilor Jamison, excuse me for not noticing your hand.
Maybe for Gary. With the talk of the flood control levee projects, would your office be able to research whether it's feasible to obligate the funds that the federal government is going to be forthcoming, whatever they might be, toward bonding the flood control project?
Using federal funds as a means of a bond repayment.
Right.
If the city were to bond to build the flood control. Yes, we'll have an answer for you within a week or two.
Very good.
Councilor Litz.
Oh, yeah. I, too, had some concerns this week and a couple of calls about the floodplain items, and one of the constituents claimed that he and a few others in his complex that had bought townhomes, even if the city goes through and decides to do it on our own, fix it, or the federal government, or however it happens, he still would not be, affected positively by raising the levees and doing all that. He claims that his property would still be in the floodplain regardless. And I found that astounding that, if we're going to be doing some work, why don't we do it completely? Or if we're going to be looking at doing some work, why don't we complete it and make the whole city along Skunk Creek safe? I guess should probably talk to Public Works before I go running my mouth off, but I was astounded that would take place, concerning their properties.
Thank you. And another item I forgot to mention that I approved a few hours ago from the city clerk's office is just a heads up, kind of a preview like they do in movies, is that next week during the mayor's report, Dana Dykehouse from the Coliseum Exploratory Group will be here to just give us an update on that project. So I just wanted to kind of give you a preview of next week's informational. Would there be any other items that any of you would like to discuss today during open discussion? Okay. If not, I would like to adjourn our informational meeting for Monday, February 4th. Thank you for listening, Channel 16 viewers, and we will join you, Councilor Costello, at your committee meeting in just a few minutes. Thank you.